Starting in the name of Allah, the most merciful, mighty and gracious to all. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and welcome to the class of Introduction to Management. Dear students, today we are going to start our second lecture about the introduction to management. In the last lecture, in the first lecture, already we have discussed the concept, the nature of management. Then we discuss the managers, the types of managers. We also discuss the levels of managers, and then we discuss their output, that is simply known as productivity. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss that is management a science or art. Then after that, we will move to the next, that is managerial roles. That what are the different key performances performed by the managers according to Mintzberg's. And then the last one, we will discuss the functions of management. Here as an aggregate, we will study that generally management performs what type of functions. Dear students, when I uploaded my first lecture, most of the students, they have demanded that sir कोशिश कोई च वर्सरा पुख्तो के हम तशरीह कोई और ये टोटल लेक्चर च कम दे आगा मुंगा दगे के नशु एक्सप्लेन दगा कोले study कोले English के. Now inshallah this time I shall try my level best to explain the lecture in English as well as in Pashto. और inshallah हतमन कोशिश पे में दाई चे सूरा हम concepts tasula easily explain kawale shama with the help of the example, or inshallah I shall try my level best to explain the things in a very simple way, in a very simple manner, inshallah. Now let's move to the first topic, that is management a science or it is an art. Before starting this topic, let me first explain that is management science or is management art. आया दीदी स्लाइड हदफ सदे दीदी स्लाइड हदफ दादे चिदा कम चिमुंगा मैनेजमेंट वयू सही शुरा दा कम चिदा सिस्टम चिकम दे ओवरऑल मैनेजमेंट, that how to for example manage the things. आया दा साइंस दे का आया दा आर्ट दे. Now before starting the concept of management is science or art, first we have to study that आया science सदे or आया art सदे. Now let's start from the first science. I first science mung wayu said. If you notice one thing, science is a systematized body of knowledge pertaining to a particular field. मतलब science mung sara yuda se ilm de yo systematized body. Systematized body mean an authorized knowledge, a body of knowledge, authorized body of knowledge, authentic body of knowledge. That is according to some principles, that is according to some rules, it is according to a theory. No science mung sara yo da se ilm de chahe ke mung sara yo systematized clear body of knowledge, pool of knowledge available. Second thing, it contains principles and theories developed through continuous observations, experimentation and research. No science से science के चे मुंग सरा कम principles उसूल रची और अगेन इलावा चे कम theories मुंग सरा रची. Is it the theory and the principles? दा पर से base मनी, दा पर मुशाहिदा base मनी हुई, observation, दा पर experiment पर तजर्बा base मनी हुई. Is it that is known as your experimentation, and it is also the research base, pen and pencil efforts. No us science चे कल मुंगता यो rule राकई, यो theory राकई. No अगर theory शाता चदे we have some facts, we have some logic, and this logic is simply known as the systematized body of knowledge. Then these principles lead to predictable results. No da कल चे science मुंगता यो net result राकी, for example यो output राकी, यो उसूल राकी. No da उसूल से कही दे दी उसूल पर through we can definitely predict the future results as well. Now let me explain this whole slide in a very simple summary form. Science से दे science कल हम चे मुंगता यो theory राकी, या कल हम मुंगता चे यो principle यो उसूल राकी, यो formula राकी सादा अल्फाज के. No agishata definitely your effort proti, and this effort can be experiment, this F1 can be observation, it can be a research. صحيح شو؟ لكن زتا سولا يو مسلو إن شاء الله روان كلاسونو كيبو the theory غاني رازي these are the motivation theories. لكن تشويق theory يو كاس مونغا سانغا تشويق كوليشو. صحيح شو؟ how we can motivate a person. Up to motivate a person we have multiple theories. يو school of thoughts ते मुकम्मल يو systematized body of knowledge ते different خلق راغلي دي أو different theory غاني present करी دي. أهو كيو كوتولنا famous كما theory دا the most popular and famous theory that is Maslow theory. Maslow way تاسو كلا هم خلق تشويق ساتي. When you want to motivate the people, you have to fulfill their entire needs. أخي كي كم basic needs सी, physiological needs सी, या safety needs सी, ज़रूरतों नहीं थी. Like for example, ज़माना ज़रूरत है salary is my need. सही हुआ? No Maslow way कला हम तासो खलक motivate साते, you have to fulfill their needs. Is it? अब it means that this is a Maslow theory. लेकिन the Maslow theory that is according to some experiment. It is clear with according to a research. It is with according to the observation. Jekala Maslow properly har your fact study krala again apas chede Maslow your proper munta the harakre. Your theory, your concept rakro. So that is simply known as a science element. No science today. Science is simply that knowledge that where at the back of the knowledge there is the proper research, there is a proper observation, and there is a proper experimentation process. Hope inshallah bit idea will clear. Now we are moving toward the next, which is known as art. What is art? Because this sada alfaz ki explain kan art se de art is a hunar. Simply, managing as a practice is an art. Whatever the knowledge we have about the science regarding to management, when we apply practically, that is simply known as your art. उस art से दे it is know-how. मतलब दा सिर्फ पोहा दा चे कम कार व संग की. It is doing things in the light of realities of a situation. Light of the realities mean हकीकत, situation mean हालात. मतलब चे कम यो हालात तो केबे मुंगा कार संग को. Is it? Like suppose, for example, अब I am using a software. Is it? This is your software is the father comma teaching ke. Up first I have to use what type of skills I require to learn this software and what kind of capabilities I need to operate this software. A practical knowledge, that is simply known as art. No art mukta explain kai, art mukta explain kai the personal skills. che khalko ke kam yo maharatuna pakar di. And the second thing is it also requires the practical knowledge, how to practically handle the things. No kala hum study about practicality about the personal skills and their utilization, and the knowledge about the practicality, that how to implement clear this knowledge, that is simply known as simply art. No science take or art dwara munga study kral che science aga knowledge te which basically depends upon or which provides us some principles, and these principles are based on a systematized knowledge, while art se art hunar de, that how to manage, for example, or how to apply the knowledge practically. No chekala science or art munga study krala no management today. What is management? Simply stated, management in the light of the science and art, management science hamde or management art hamde. Management today. Management simply means planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling. That whole activity is performed by your general management. उसको ना अव्वल तासो यो for example तासो यो idea दर कोमा you people are the students. सही हुआ? Within the class you are going to study about the management. You are going to study the theories of the management. You are getting a systematized knowledge. सबा अंदर तासो अव्वल क्लास के बाद study को विच planning संग की, planning types से दी, soak planning की और सारा कम plans jurisdiction. Then you have to study organizing. Organizing ways, organizing what component comes under the organizing. There that's we will study the leading, the controlling, and there are so many other functions as well. It means that this class is what? That it is basically a training session, that where multiple theories, concept, views about the management is going to teach to the students. Is it? So it means that management is basically a science, that where you are exploring the knowledge, and that knowledge is basically relevant to the theories. Is it? Depends upon on the realities. Then after that, tomorrow you have to practically apply this knowledge within any system, within any organization. That how you have to do organization practically, or do organizing practically within the organization, within a social unit. is it? So that is simply known as, therefore it is simply called that management is a science, management is a art. Come knowledge that also, for example, study koi regarding to management, it is called a science. Sabah inshallah in the future potential this knowledge you have to apply. Dabatas organizations ke practically apply koi and it becomes your art. So zakada way che management sade management as a knowledge is science and its application is an art. No management sade management science humde or management practicality kamda that art humde. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Now we will move to the next slide. Now we'll move to the next slide, and this slide is about the managerial roles. First of all, let me give you a bit idea about the managerial roles. The managerial roles wise, first I should highlight that is the name of the person, name of the individual. Minspag chide daga individual numde aga kas numde chicha daga theory urande kadiwa, is it? Minspag is the name of that scientist that who provide clear this theory by the name of managerial roles. So basically the slide the topic wise Minspag's chikala different schools of thought and different organizations study. So he introduced with a variety of organization manageran chikam de aga categorically different roles performed. So then he clubbed all the managerial activities into some roles, and these he introduces 3 different roles of managers, and thus the theory was simply known as Minspag's managerial role या roles. उस Minspag chide the guy 3 role introduce करी. One is known as interpersonal role, second is known as decisional role, and the last is known as informational role. Is it? Now let's start from the first. Awal Minspag chikam role introduced kare, that is known as interpersonal role. What is interpersonal? Awal interpersonal, if you notice on the word, let me first highlight जैसा सो idea norm laga clear shi. If you notice on the word interpersonal, that is one is inter and one is person. Say sure. Interpersonal, it means relationship among the people or between the people, a role which make a connection clear between or among the people. That is simply known as interpersonal. Us interpersonal ke he introduces 3 roles of manager. That manager performs 3 roles within the interpersonal role. Sometime manager will act as a figurehead, sometime managers will act as a leader, and sometime manager is acting as a liaison. Yes, sometime liaison. Now let me explain one by one in detail. Now let's start from the first, that is figurehead. What is figurehead? Figurehead, simply stated, it is a symbolic head obliged to perform a number of routine duties of legal or social nature. It simply means that figurehead perform social and legal duties, act as a symbolic leader. Like for example, examples can be like greet visitors, sign legal documents, attend ribbon cutting ceremonies, etc. and so many. What does it mean? Figurehead se toh, or a figurehead simply means the representative of the organization. Like let's suppose, I would like to explain. Different organizations ch kam de we yo meeting ki chata gathering ki. Say sure. Organization ke salam ta hum ch de, for example salam ta hum अगे कि सलाम ता हम चकम दे अगा इनविटेशन शवे दे उस गुरा दासी को निशी की दे कि सलाम न टोल चकम कारमंदान दिया फॉर एग्जांपल सोरा हम च एम्प्लॉय दी अगा टोल वर्ची अगा मीटिंग दा नो डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी अ सिंपल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव so in that in the meeting of that organization. That representative is sometimes known as your figurehead. There are so many other examples as well. Dina ilawa the kam khalaq, for example the people that who are inaugurating let's suppose any of the institute or any of the let's suppose organization, such are simply known as your figurehead. نو ساده الفاظ کې مونږ دا ویل شو چې دا کم organization نمائندای هغه نماینده چې خپل organization on the behalf of the organization its representation کوي یو بل organization بل سیټ اپ کې that person is known as your figure head. Hope inshallah idea will be clear. Second we have the leader. Leader کو ټولو ته پته ده what is leader. رهبر. حالانکه there is a difference between leader and manager. Later on inshallah we will discuss in detail چې leader or manager کې فرق څه دی لیکن time being for the sake of time دلته تاسو پیر دا سوچ وکړئ چې leader and manager are the same thing حالانکه دا same نه دي تاسو leader responsibilities لږ جدا دي manager responsibilities لږ جدا دي لیکن دلته مونږ وایو چې leader څوک دي leader are the people or managers responsible for motivation and activation of subordinates responding for staffing training associate duties like dealing with subordinates or in other words simply stated leaders are the people that who direct and motivate subordinates select and train their employees. For example includes almost all interactions with subordinates. leader سوکتے leader سادہ الفاظ کے رہبر دے آہا کس چھ خلقو organization دے پارا hiring کی organization دے پارا employee the training work کوي دینا علاوه leader چې most effective quality دا چې leader is that person who تشویق the people who motivate the people that person the person who provide direction to the people that how to achieve their goal such person is simply known as your leader. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Next is liaison. Liaison is a person or role of manager maintains self-developed network of outside contacts and informers who provide favors and information. Simply stated, liaison establishes and maintaining contacts and relationships within and outside the organization. For example, like business correspondence, participation in meetings with representatives of other divisions and organizations. Like liaison a role de چکم کې یو کس on the behalf of the organization هغه third party سره relationship ساتي صحیح شو هغه له information provide کوي اب third party څوک کې دی شي third party تاسو stakeholders کې دی شي is it simply stated هغه کس چې کوم تاسو stakeholders سره relationship ساتي صحیح شو that person is simply known as your liaison. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. All these roles like figurehead, leader and liaison it comes under the major role and that is the interpersonal relationship wale چې دای کار صرف اور صرف bridging کول دی between or among the people. Now next we are going to study the next role and that is known as your Mintzberg informational role. By the name it is clear information mean چې منیجرانو هغه role where managers provide information, a piece of information or they share or transfer a piece of information, simple stated. Now then he categorizes the informational role into three different levels. One is the recipient, second that is disseminator and the third that is spokesperson. Now let's start from the first that is recipient. Recipient simply stated that it seeks and receives wide variety of special information like reading periodicals, reports and personnel contact. Norm Sada Alfas ke, if I would like to explain, recipient is simply you can say a monitor role where it seeks and acquire work related information. For example, like scan, read or trade presses, periodicals and reports etc. and even attend seminars, trainings, maintain personal contacts. Simply stated recipient sade recipient aha kaste che kam information provide kai like for example zata sunta wama aha kas che kam organization ke matlab personal assistant PA chi warta wayu sai shura vice president PA aha kas che kam for example training unu schedule barabar ya kam che customer radi ago sara for example bahar dealing kai like suppose take the example of salam the for time being taso explanation de para the example dar koma like yoda kas che kam per reception salam reception mane naste sai shura receptionist सही हुआ that person is simply what he is doing, he is basically engaged sexually making contacts with the customers, providing brochures to the customers. कल हम यो नवे स्टूडेंट राजी information आली पोंजो पवारे की नो आहा कस्टमर तक कई आहा कस्टमर wide variety of special piece of information provide की देना अलावा दन हम information साथी contact साथी खलको सरा. That person is simply known as, this role is simply known as recipient, or in some books it is also known as the monitor. Next is disseminator. The meaning of disseminator means phailao, spread. This is the role that where the manager transmit means share, information receives from outsiders, berunna, or from other subordinates to members of the organization, like holding meetings and sending instruction. Now let me explain the concept of disseminator in the easy word. Disseminator simply say basically they communicate or disseminate information to the others within the organization. For example, send memos and reports, information staffers and subordinates of decisions. Simple stated. Chikala hum top management you decision akhli. Let's suppose top management you never policy जोड़ा करा या top management you never rule जोड़ करो या for example you never strategy जोड़ा छोला you never layout जोड़ शो नो उस rest of the organization the lower level चिकम खलक दी middle level की चिकम खलक दी दे चिकम कस information या that decision provide कई या notice provide कई सही हुआ. This person is basically transmitting, sharing the information from the top level, from the outsiders to the organization. Then our norm examples की देशी. For example गोरा बाहर आउटसाइड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मीन जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के मतलब दास मुंगसरा आउटसाइडर्स दी लाइक अ गवर्नमेंट योर नेवर टैक्स इंट्रोड्यूस की उस दे टैक्स इंप्लीमेंटेशन से विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बाय संग डील कई नो दा नफर चे कम दे दा बाहर ना इंफॉर्मेशन रावली या टॉप ना इंफॉर्मेशन रावली एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द लेवल्स की इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड की. सच रोल ऑफ द मैनेजर्स आर सिंपली नोन एज द डिसेमिनेटर रोल. नेक्स्ट इज स्पोक पर्सन. Spokesperson by the name it is clear simply जो है मतलब the translator हम की देशी या the अखकस की देशी चिकम media ला on the behalf of the organization information provide की. Such person is known as your spokesperson, like transmits information to outsiders. Spokesperson कार से that spokesperson communicate or transmit information to the outsiders or others, like for example pass on memos, reports and information materials, participate in conference meetings and report progress. Start learning de para aga kas so for example your organization de aga new product launch kai us the new product your organization wale launch kai. Why organization, why a company is launching a new product, what are the different characteristics, qualities, traits of this product, how they will basically fulfill the needs of the people within a state. Now this information is provided by a person to the company, to the media especially, is it that person is acting as a spokesperson. A spokesperson, disseminator and recipient, monitor, all these are the roles in which the real effectiveness of a manager is to share information from point to another point. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Now we will move to the next, that is the decisional role. By the name it is clear, decisions aga role che kam ke manageran decisions akhli, is it that is simply known as the decisional roles. Now let's start one by one. Decisional roles is categorized into further 4 roles. Number 1, that is entrepreneur. Number 2, disturbance handler. Number 3, resource allocator. And number 4, that is the negotiator. Number 1, that is decisional role. Entrepreneur role. Entrepreneur that sets organization and its environment for opportunities and initiate improvement projects to bring about the change. Simply stated, interpersonal role that is simply known as identify new ideas and initiate improvement in the project, like for example implement innovations, plan for the future. Hope inshallah bit idea will be clear that what is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur aga kaste entrepreneur aga manageran de che aga market ke within or outside organization de para scope kuri opportunity kuri che sanga the organization business expand kawale shu aya munga for example unit sanga change kawale shu ya for example munga bahar chekam opportunity aga sanga gain kawale shu and how we can transform these chances into opportunities for the organization. Dena ilawa dei koshish da kai چې دا سه initiatives والی organization business دا سه expand کی چې organization ته نور هم growth ملاو شي دا هغه خلق دي which are known as your entrepreneur. Hope inshallah idea will be clear. Next is the disturbance handler. By the name it is clear, disturbance handler, the person who handle the disturbance, the person who act in unexpected disturbance or situation. Simply means responsible for corrective actions when organization faces some important, unexpected and uncertain situation. It means that they deal with the dispute or problems and take corrective actions. For example, they settle conflicts between subordinates, choose strategic alternatives, overcome crisis and situation. After that, we have the next, that is resource allocator. By the name it is clear, resource. Or a resource aga har yaw seed ch kam organization la gata rasai, that is simply known as a resource. Man is a resource, energy is a resource. For example, time is a resource, money is a resource, machine is a resource. Now aga har yaw kas, for example, take the example of functional manager, human resource management. अब human resource management च कम functional management दे च कम manager दे HR manager च मुंगे तवायो. अब HR manager is generally, that is known as resource allocator. Why? Because he is allocating mean arranging, that he is arranging or she is arranging the resources, the human resources for the organization. So functionally the manager is known as human resource management manager, lekin generally in manager he is acting as a resource allocator. Then our norm resources ki deshi. So such is known as your resource allocate role. Last is negotiator. By the name it is clear, negotiator, the person who handle the negotiations, represents organizations in negotiations or at negotiations. Simply means that negotiators negotiates to have a win situation for the organization. Negotiating a business deal. Aga kas chikam organization de para business deals वगैरह, for example negotiations कई या project के negotiations कई या देना अलावा for example conflicts के negotiations कई, that person दे तमुंगा arbitrator हम वयू या CBA हम की देशु collective bargaining agent. सही हुआ? Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Now we'll move to the next slide, and that is organization. What is organization? Cholo ta pata what is organization? Simply stated, organization se de organization your social unit de. Social unit simply means that it is a platform that where variety of people come together, work together for the achievement of some specified goal. मतलब organization मुंग सरा योद्धा से जाए दे, it is a place, it's the platform. योद्धा से for example जाए दे चिकम के different खलक राजी कोऑर्डिनेशन का यो बल सरा सॉरी मिल के कार के हदफ इसे चिकम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन गोल टाकली दी आहा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉमन गोल अचीव की. सही हुआ? नो दा कम च प्लेटफॉर्म दे, दा कम च ज़ दे, सिंपली स्टेटेड इट इज नोन एज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Hundreds of definitions we have regarding to the organization, लेकिन दा यो definition में आखिर से दे just to make your idea clear, a group of people mean the halko dala working together, combinedly they work and coordinate yo balsara, for example bahmi taluk lari their actions, their tasks, their jobs to achieve agoi hadaf si specific goals chida kam targets shawidi aga achieve ki. What is the quality of an organization? By your organization ki jide dre quality, ya in other words mungda velishu che aya organizations wali judi ya what are the components of organization? Yo khuda da che distinct purpose, second deliberate structure and third people. Organization de para dre चीज़ों ढेर जरूरी थी. पहला चीज distinct purpose. By हर यो organization ची जुड़ेगी नो आगे खामा at least यो major हदफी आसे यो organization न जुड़ेगी. Take the example of Salam. अब Salam से दे Salam in an educational organization, educational institute. अब why Salam is inside the market? Salam walide because Salam basically vision mission da de che high quality education studentan hota par lower cost money provide she. It means that it has a distinct purpose. यो मुख्तलिफ किस्म هدف لري یو خاص رقم هدف لري صحیح شو so that is a component a quality of organization second deliberate structure اوس چې د هر یو organization deliberate mean totally planned هر یو organization ته د بچي هغه hierarchy باندې کار کوي hierarchy means هر یو organization کې دا شی define چې which one is our top management which one is our second middle level management and which one is our third level management yeah in other words زمونږ د top level کې کم خلک دي هغه responsibility به سي زمونږ د middle level کې څوک خلک دي هغه responsibility څه ده او third level کې څوک دي هغه responsibility څه ده it means that there is a hierarchy step by step levels are defined the step by step levels are simply known as your deliberate structure and it is another characteristic feature of your organization and the last not the least that is the people definitely khalaq pake pakar di without khalaq organization is nothing sirf yo take the example of salam ne chita mukammal muga khalaq bas no sirf bas paati shi sirf yo purpose paati shi sirf yo structure paati shi lekin aya da purpose che kam de da baghair da khalq achieve kawale shi salam no it is not possible so it means that every organization must contains a purpose must contain a hierarchy the structure and must contain the people hope inshallah idea will be clear now next we are moving to a slide and the topic of the slide is organization is an open system first let me explain that what does it mean organization is an open system دلته دا یو heading شوی دی چې organization څه دی organization I don't know دا ولې نه highlight کیږي چې چله داسې به highlight کم دا دی open system ګوره دوه رقم systems دي one is known as closed system one is known as open system closed system هغه system دی چې دا صرف اور صرف within the entire boundaries of the organization چې دی connect کیږي یا for example operate کیږي that is limited to the organization only mostly within the entire premises like for example let's suppose your finance dagara wali department wali us finance department mostly sexual age dealing chede within the entire premises of the organization there yeah in other words munga da will issue we have some security organizations like for example organization that comes to defense organizations see matlab for example that comes to nuclear weapons वगैरह जोड़ाई या comes to security systems वगैरह दी that that's organization दी चिदा open नहीं वले चिदी mostly interaction चिकम दे आगा बाहर environment सारा डेर कम दे हाँ somehow they have to announce clear some important issues to the public लेकिन mostly चिदे आगा दूरा open नहीं आगा दूरा for example बाहर environment सारा interactive नहीं लेकिन ओपन सिस्टम से दे ओपन सिस्टम सिंपली मीन्स कि आगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चे कम टोटली बाहर एनवायरनमेंट सरा बाहर फॉर एग्जांपल एटमॉस्फेयर सरा इंटरेक्टिव नो दा वे चे व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड शुरू की मास्तास्ता हुए चे गोरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से दे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज अ सोशल यूनिट सही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यो सोशल यूनिट थे अगर यो हदफ थे नो हदफ अचीवमेंट दे पारा आगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चे दे आगा बाहर एनवायरनमेंट सरा डेफिनेटली इंटरेक्टिव दे no every organization that is interactive with the external environment such organization is known as your open system no mostly हम चेकम market oriented organizations दी या product oriented organization दी या services oriented organization दी that totally चेकम दे all are open system अब open system दे पारा organization के कम pillars पकार दी कम components पकार दी number 1 पकार दी inputs number 2 पकार दे transformations and number 3 पकार दे outputs अब input transformation and output let me explain with the help of an example it will make your idea full clear suppose zama organization दे a manufacturing company और zama organization manufacturing company च कमदा आगा for example चौकी जुड़ी chairs is it अब chairs च दे बचे दा लरगूना wood न जुड़ी it means that definitely I need initially some woods and that wood is simply known as my raw material सही हुआ जब यो बल organization ना so wood आखलमा लरगे आखलमा and that is known as raw material that लरगे अब now this लरगे this raw material is known as my inputs so many other inputs हम की देशी human resources खलकम input की देशी capital पैसे की देशी technology की देशी information की देशी लेकिन within my example the raw material is the wood and that is considered as inputs उस बच्चे जे चौके जुड़ावल वाड़मा कल चीज जमा फॉर एग्जांपल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के द रॉ मटेरियल द वुड राला नाउ माय पीपल ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस दे विल यूटिलाइज देयर एक्टिविटीज दा मुंगा डिफरेंट मशीनों न पास को دا لرګي به پاکيږي دینه به پلنګ شوړيږي دینه به فور ایگزامپل د دې به صفائی کیږي بیا به د دې کټینګ کیږي بیا به پیسونه جدا جدا کیږي صحیح شو منیجران چې فور ایگزامپل اب هر چاته ساين کوي چې څوک په کم کار کوي څوک په رنگ کوي دا چې کله هر څه وشي بیا غنه بچي اسمبلینګ کیږي اب what does it mean it means that we are utilizing we are utilizing the contents is it this contents will change the raw material into the product so this situation or these situations that where employees are working or their potentials are used to transform raw material into the product this process this step is known as your transformation matlab da de bachi change راوستل یو پوزیشن نه بل پوزیشن ته شفت کول یو شي کې تغیر یو شي کې چینج راوستل صحیح ولا نو ګوره را مټیریل شروع کې رالګي خو آسه رالو هغه لرګي کټ شو هغه لرګي ډیفرنٹ ماشینونو نه تیر شو خلکو په فور ایگزامپل کټینګ وکړه اوس چې د چوکي لګي جوړیږي مکمل خلک لګي سکه خلک ته رنگونه ور کوي میخونه پکې ټکوي صحیح ولا هغه ډیزاین وی کې کوشن پکېږي it means that we are utilizing the skills the capabilities of the human resources it means that is known as the transformation is اخیره کې څه جوړه شو بچي اخیره کې چوکي final product جوړ شو and the product چې کوم دی that is known as your output and it is known as the chowki is known as the chair is known as your output اوس دا chair چې کوم دی بچي دا به خامخا ویر هاوس ته سي and ware house چې دی دا به بهر خرڅيږي مارکیټ کې it means again organization is interacting with the market and ګوره شروع کې چې کوم raw material they took from the other organizations again environmental dealing and now when they have the final product chairs now they have to sell this chair into the market again they are interacting with the environment so it means that the whole organization the manufacturing industry that is an open system so open system simply means that is a system that is interacting with the external environment as well hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear now the same thing which I have explained that open system has the three components inputs outputs and environment contains consumers suppliers stakeholders government society see hope inshallah idea will be clear now the last topic that is functions of management already inshallah one by one mane lecture raji the topic samdi lekin dalta zita sula sirf yo overview der koma what are the different activities performed by the management the first activity that is planning is simply the process of setting organizational goals and deciding in advance the action taken to achieve the goals simply stated planning sire da baratun ke inshallah slide ki baraji lecture ki baraji da detail ki explain koma sire planning simply stated the book definition de ka plans explain kama ya planning explain kama getting ready for the future in advance simply stated it is known as planning book means that deciding or defining goal for yourself and the goal achieve kawano de para zan de para lare maintain kawal ya lare for example clear kawal che da goal bu munga sanga tarla sakau simply stated that is known as planning so planning is that process that where the people the manager the organization they define the goals and then they decide clear to define the means the lare that how to achieve these goals such process is simply known as planning process next we have organizing is simply the process that how organization will work what type of jobs will be there in the organizations who will perform what type of duty who is more suitable to what type of work such process is simply known as your organizing process or in other words we can say organize the things define the key roles define the duties responsibilities to the people such process is simply known as your organizing process the next is staffing process sadal faske hiring process fulfill the vacant positions inside the organization or simply stated the process of filling all the positions and keeping them filled is known as your staffing process matlab aha process management especially human resource management your organization de para khalak hire kai and that is known as recruitment selecting placing promoting compensating training and development simply stated that is simply known as your staffing process the last is leading rehnumai the process of stimulating people to high performance leading is that process that where the people the manager the leader they provide direction to the people that how to move or how to attain the goals. Simply stated, that process is known as leading process. That where leaders are responsible to direct, to motivate, and to communicate to the people regarding to the achievement of organization goals. And the last but not the least, that is controlling process. Simply stated, what is controlling? Controlling simply means that whatever organization has planned and whatever organization is executing, is this execution and the plan, either they are same, are they aligned? If they are aligned, well and good. If they are not aligned, it means there is a deviation, there is a change. So now then organization clear must take some corrective action, that how to, for example, control this deviation. This whole process activity of the management is known as controlling process. Simply stated, that evaluating arziyabi kawal, find out kawal, dig out kawal, and correcting individual performances to ensure that events comes to perform. Simply stated, khalko performance karkardagi jivartawayu seshwala performances karkardagi che aya khalak lage according to plan karuna kai ka nakai ka kai well and good ka nakai no wale nakai no they dig out kawal seshwala. That is simply known as your controlling process. Inshallah, in upcoming lectures, we will properly give our full attention on the planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling. Da bunga detail ki wayu dalta sirf aur sirf mata so bara aur kote hone tashriih work karana. Sahi. Hope inshallah idea will be clear. Thank you so much.